Bienvenidos, Ushamdi, and welcome to this Hut8 Techtorial on tipping via Twitter with Stellar Lumens, the digital currency Stellar Lumens. So I'm a content creator. I have a lot of content that I've posted up onto YouTube, and I'm always looking for innovative ways to monetize that content. And the cryptocurrency market, with all of the attention it's been getting recently, is definitely something that has piqued my interest. And so when I saw on Reddit this morning that the Stellar Lumens tip bot is now live, I decided to go ahead and check it out. And it is an absolutely fantastic way for you as a content creator to try to generate more revenue via the Stellar Lumens coins. So let me go ahead and caveat this by also saying that this is not a plea for Stellar Lumens, and this is certainly not an attempt to try to influence you. And I should probably add another caveat saying that the cryptocurrency market is obviously very volatile. I'm not giving you any investing advice. I am simply a content creator who is always interested in finding out the sort of the different ways that you can monetize content. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let's talk about what this tutorial is going to cover. So what are the objectives? I want to provide content creators with a step-by-step guide on how to monetize their content via Stellar Lumens and the Stellar Lumens tip bot on Twitter. So I'm going to talk about how to get Stellar Lumens, right? If you don't have any and you wanted to tip, I'll talk about that. I'm going to talk about how to get the Stellar Lumens, get a wallet to keep your Stellar Lumens in. How to fund yourself if you're interested in tipping via Twitter. You're going to set it up with the XML bot. And a very quick note, it's XLM underscore bot. There is a Twitter handle which is XLM bot without the underscore. That is not the XLM Twitter bot. This is the one that you want to use with the underscore between XLM and bot. I'm going to talk about how you would send Stellar Lumens via Twitter comments, how to receive Stellar Lumens tips via Twitter, how to check your Stellar Lumens Twitter tip balance. So we're going to take a look at all of the functionality that the tip bot provides. How to transfer your Stellar Lumens tips, because ultimately if you're a content creator, there may come a time where you've accrued a certain amount of Stellar Lumens which you would like to convert into fiat. In other words, convert into cash. So you're going to want to move those or withdraw those Stellar Lumens from your Twitter account, and you're going to want to transfer those, or I should say from the Stellar Lumens bot sort of exchange, and I'll talk more about that, and transfer that to your wallet so then you can then do a conversion. How to tip the creator to support the project making all of this possible. And that's the last thing I'm going to do, is I'm actually going to go ahead and do a 5 Stellar Lumens deposit / tip to the creator. And I'm going to show you the original thread, and you'll be able to find it on your own. So let's go ahead and dive in. How to get Stellar Lumens? Well, there's a number of ways that you can get Stellar Lumens. And if you're looking at this saying, whoa, wait a second, you can't get them on Coinbase. Absolutely, you cannot. And I'm going to talk about that here in a second. So there's a couple ways to get Stellar Lumens. You can receive them via tips. You could have somebody send them to a wallet, a Stellar Lumens wallet address that you have, and I'll talk about some of the different wallet options and the one that I use, and you can probably see it up here in the tab, which is Lobster. So, but if you wanted to go about this on your own, maybe you're interested in trying to get some Stellar Lumens, you can go to Coinbase, which is a US-based exchange. You could buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin, right? So you would buy one of the big 3. You could transfer that to an exchange where they do allow you to purchase Stellar Lumens. So Binance is one of those exchanges that will allow you to purchase Stellar Lumens, and then you would simply do a withdrawal from that exchange, and then you would send that to your wallet. Now, don't send all of your Stellar Lumens to the XML bot, and I'll touch on that in a little bit. You want to keep them in a safe place. Your wallet is the safest place, right? Don't keep them on the exchange. Don't keep all of your Stellar Lumens with the XLM Twitter bot, because you only want to keep enough Stellar Lumens with that XLM Twitter bot so that you can do tips, right? So that you can tip somebody. So you can transfer those in whenever you'd like. So again, you could sign up on Coinbase, then transfer the Ethereum or the Litecoin or the Bitcoin to an exchange where they sell it. You could have someone send it to you, right, if you have a wallet set up. And then finally, you can receive it via tips. So what about wallets? Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use as a demonstration, and it's very easy to set up. It's Lobster. You can actually, they have an iPhone app that you can install, and it's basically a web wallet, right? So this is not a hardware wallet. It's not an application I've downloaded. It's simply just this website, Lobster, which is very reputable, excellent reviews. And so you can see that I've had some activity here today already, right? So this initial transfer here, this was the 22, and they took a 0.01 fee for me to make this transfer from Binance to this site, or to my wallet. This is my wallet. So I've got 21.99 stellar lumens. I sent 2 as a test over to the Twitter bot because I wanted to see what was going to happen. And then I tested sending 1 back from the Twitter bot. So in other words, withdrawing from the Twitter bot, right? So if I want to receive to my wallet, I would give someone either my username, and this is for the Lobster setup, but more often than not, you're going to be providing your Lumen address. And so this is the address when I do a withdraw. If I want to receive stellar lumens, this is the address that I would provide to individuals. So I would publish this address with some of my content and say, if you're interested in sending stellar lumens, here's the address that you would use. But the address in the context of this Techtorial is going to be about taking it from Twitter, right? So we're interested in how do we get that Twitter tip bot set up. So we covered how to get stellar lumens, multiple ways. We talked about some wallets. I'm demonstrating lobster.co. If you go to the Stellar Lumens website, they give you, I think there's 12 wallets in total. Some are applications, some are web. So you can look through and find the one that you like the best. Now, how to fund yourself via the XLM bot on Twitter. So let's talk about how we get this set up on Twitter. Now, here is the XLM bot, right? And it's simply at XLM_BOT. Now, you want to follow the XML bot account, and as soon as you follow it, you can then communicate with the XLM bot via direct messaging. So as you can see, I got myself set up here, right? This is about 10 hours ago, and I was walking through some of the commands that you can use with the XLM bot. So tell me my balance. That's the first one. You can see here your current balance is 0 XLM because at this point I hadn't deposited or funded my XLM bot account. So then I wanted to see if help would give me some information, maybe provide me with a listing of all of the commands in a concise format here, but I didn't get anything back. And then I did refresh my memo ID. Now, this is very important. When you fund or when you are receiving your tips, your Stellar Lumen tips on Twitter, there's 2 ways that you can be identified. The first is by simply using the string, and I'll actually just type it out down here. It's Twitter / and then I'll put Travis P. Bonfili, right? So that is how you can be identified. That is the memo that you're going to use when you send stellar lumens from either an exchange or a wallet. This is the memo that you're going to use that's going to identify your Twitter XML bot account, so to speak. So think of the XLM bot as its own little mini exchange on Twitter where all of the stellar lumens are being sent. And this right here is sort of your unique ID. You could think of it as a social security number that identifies you and differentiates you from all of the other content creators who are also receiving stellar lumens via the XLM bot. So let me now pull up real quickly, and this is a great read. It's very short. And this is the original thread from Reddit. It was posted 3 days ago. And so let's go ahead and take a look. We're going to scroll down. We're going to start with the deposit section, right? So in order to tip the bot, you need to deposit Stellar Lumens. Now, you can send any amount of XLM to this address. So if I was to send from my wallet, I would send to this address. So let's do that. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to copy the address. Now, the memo slot, and this is a Stellar Lumens specific feature, and this goes into the blockchain, is my understanding, that the information is contained in the register, right, when you add this information in. But again, we're sending to this sort of universal address for the XLM bot, but we're differentiating ourselves with the memo. And we'll talk about the two different forms of the memo. So let me grab this. We're going to say copy. I'm going to go over here to my wallet and we're going to say send. Now, here's where we would add, and this is how easy it is to send the Stellar Lumens from the Lobster online wallet. I'm going to paste in that address. We come down here, the amount, I'm going to go ahead and say 10 Stellar Lumens. You can see here the currency obviously is XLM. And the memo, and again, you can see that even the Lobster wallet is informing you that you need to be very, very mindful of this memo slot here, right? In fact, let me do this. We'll do 2 sends of 5. So the memo, I can say Twitter/Travis P. Bonfili. Now you'll notice I don't put the @ sign in front of my Twitter handle. It is simply Twitter/ and then your account name without the @ sign. And this is going to differentiate me from all of the other XLM bot users who might be sending Stellar Lumens to the XML bot so that they can fund their account to tip individuals. So I'm going to click send, and you can see here it says sending. All right, we get a transaction summary. It says payment sent. Let's see how quickly that happens. If I transition over here, take a look at that. It was almost instantaneous. So we'll come down and boom, look at that. 5 XLM have been successfully deposited to your account. So now let me say, tell me my balance. It comes back and it says your current balance is 6 XLM. Now, that's one way to do it, using the memo with the Twitter handle. The other and more preferred way, the anonymous way to do it, is to say, and it's refresh, and actually let me scroll up a little bit. You can see I did it a couple times, and let me comment on this. This refresh my memo ID. So it's going to generate, the Twitter bot will generate, and it doesn't include the period at the end, right? That can be confusing. Don't grab the period at the end. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 sets, and looks like hexadecimal maybe. Yeah, everything looks hexadecimal. I don't see anything above F, so it might be hex. So anyway, these 5 groupings right here, that is all you need to copy, because that is going to substitute for using Twitter / and your Twitter handle if you want to be anonymous. So let me go ahead and I'm going to refresh my memo ID, because you can do this. You can refresh your memo ID as often as you see fit. And it doesn't, there's no limit, right? Obviously, it's probably not something you're going to be doing on a daily basis or an hourly basis, but I'm doing it here just to demonstrate. Refresh my memo ID, and let me make sure I get that right. Yeah, refresh my memo ID. So now what I'm basically doing is I'm generating this random, unique, anonymous code, and the Twitter bot's going to come back and tell me, there you go. So please use this on all subsequent deposits. So it's updated behind the scenes that is the new code that I'm going to be using. So now let's go back to the wallet, right? And I'm going to refund myself. I'm going to, not refund, but fund again my account. So send to, I'm going to say paste. My apologies. Didn't want to do that. So I need to send to the address, which is this address. Let me copy that. And again, that's the sort of generic XLM Twitter bot. Think of it as a vault, I guess, is probably, instead of an exchange, it's like a vault, right? And that Twitter bot account is holding all of the stellar lumens, and this is how they are differentiated. And now I want to grab that set of characters. So we're going to copy that. We're going to come back over here because, again, the memo is what's being used to uniquely identify me from everyone else who's sending stellar lumens to the Twitter bot. Now, again, memo, super important. Now, I'm going to go ahead and click send. And let's see how long this takes. I think it was about 5 seconds before. So we give it a couple seconds there. I'm going to click that. We'll come over here and we should see that we have and look, man, that was quick. Like 5 seconds, 5 seconds ago. So this was really, really quick, right? I mean, you got to love it. So now I've just added 5 more stellar lumens to my XLM Twitter bot, or XLM bot Twitter vault, right? So let me see. Tell me my balance, and we should see 11. Okay, so now we've just talked about how to get stellar lumens either from a wallet or an exchange, and an exchange would be the same process. Obviously, it's going to look different, but coming out of the Lobster wallet, it was too easy, right? Too easy. So we've got 11 stellar lumens tokens here on the XLM Twitter bot vault, and this is the comment that gets made at the end. And again, I made this at the beginning, the disclaimer here, right? And this is great advice. Okay, as with anything, this is good faith, brave intention, and professionalism, right? But this is not the secure method to store and keep all of your stellar lumens. Okay, and I like the comment here, damn, I lost the equivalent of a few cups of a few coffees and a beer. So now let's get on with it. So you get to use this at your own risk. So if you're a content creator and people are tipping you stellar lumens, chances are you're going to want to send it to your wallet. So now let's talk about how do you do a withdraw? And you can see the balance, we just did that, right? You just send the bot a DM and say, tell me my balance. So let's go ahead and pretend, okay, I'm a content creator and people have been tipping me on Twitter and I have 11 stellar lumens tokens. And I've decided, you know what? I'm going to play it safe here. It's time for me to withdraw a portion of these tokens. I want to convert them into fiat or maybe just get them into my wallet where they're going to be safe. So how do you do that? Well, let's come back up here to my wallet and I'm going to click on receive. I think we're here, right? So here is my Lumen address. So if I wanted to exchange between wallets, right, or have someone send me stellar lumens tokens, this is the address that I would provide. So I just copied this address. So we come back to Twitter, and the syntax for this, if I remember this correctly, is I'm simply going to say withdraw, and I need to have how many XLM tokens I'm withdrawing. So I'll say I'm going to withdraw 3. And you need to say XLM 2 and then the address. And that's it. That's all that's required. So withdraw 3 XLM2 and then the address, the receiving address of the wallet where you would like the stellar lumens token sent. And then let me go ahead and hit enter here. And let's watch how quickly, and I really like this about stellar lumens, it is fast. So I hit enter. I quickly scoot over here to Lobster. Let's go to history. Boom. It's already there, right? There, oh wait, I'm sorry. There it is, just now. The 3 XLM. So look at how quick that got transferred from Twitter, from the XLM Twitter bot vault, right? I was able to say, hey, go ahead, I want to withdraw 3 of those stellar lumens tokens for safer keeping over in my wallet. And there they are. And so then from here, I could then transfer them and deposit them on my Binance exchange, right? And then convert those into some other big three currency and then move that back to Coinbase and then cash out, right? Or if you're on an exchange where they allow you to cash out to US dollars, you could do that as well. So that's the process, right, of depositing Stellar Lumens via the Twitter bot and then withdrawing the Stellar Lumens for safer keeping or for cashing out to fiat via the Twitter bot. And let me go back here. I want to make sure I kind of stay on script a little bit. So how to send Stellar Lumens tips via Twitter comments. So let's cover that. So we talked about how to get Stellar Lumens. We talked about the wallet. We talked about funding ourselves. We talked about receiving Stellar Lumens tips via Twitter. You can use that anonymous handle, or you can provide your Twitter /username, right, where people could tip you. And it's I'm sorry, I got twisted there. On number 4 here, how to tip via Twitter comments. So I left myself some Stellar Lumens tokens, right? And how would we check that? Well, we would say, tell me my balance. All right, your current balance is 8. So I have 8 Stellar Lumens tokens with which to operate here. And so I'm actually going to pause and I'm going to pull up the individual whom I'm going to be sending these Stellar Lumens tokens to. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use Jed McCaleb, the founder of the Stellar Development, the co-founder of the Stellar Development Foundation, and we're going to reply via a comment to one of Jed's tweets, and we are actually going to go ahead and tip him in Stellar Lumens. So here's a tweet from Jed, and I'm going to go ahead and tweet my reply. And so here is how you would send somebody via Twitter and the XLM Twitter bot a tip of Stellar Lumens. So I'm simply going to say at XLM_bot, you have to go ahead and you have to identify the bot, followed by the number of Stellar Lumens you're going to tip. And so we'll say 2, and then XLM, XLM. And then once you're done with that, it's pretty much free flow, right? So I have identified the XLM Twitter bot. I've identified the number of Stellar Lumens I'm going to tip Jed, and I've identified the currency. Obviously, it's XLM. So if I were to come back over here, you can see that they give you some tipping strategies here, right? So there's that at XLM_bot1XLM. So I could just leave it at that and hit enter and move on my way. You could even say, throw a comment in here, and I will go ahead and do that. And this is a report on the state of cryptocurrency. And I'll say, thank you for sharing and hope you enjoy the Stellar Lumens tip via the XLM Twitter bot. And then I'll say, cheers, Travis. All right. So that's it. So now I'm going to go ahead and click reply. And my reply is out there. So let's check and see, has anything changed with the Twitter bot? All right, so here we are back in the direct message window with the XLM Twitter bot. And take a look at that. I mean, it came in instantaneously. You tipped to XLM to Jed McCaleb. So now, what should we see here when I say, tell me my balance? Whoops, BALANCE. Right? I've got 6 Stellar Lumen tokens left, and my tip has already gone out. So everything is working exactly as I wanted it to work. So we covered how to get Stellar Lumens, how to get a wallet, how to use the wallet, how to fund ourselves, how to tip via Twitter comments. We just did. We sent Jed McCaleb, the co-founder of the Stellar Lumens Foundation, with 2 Stellar Lumens tokens. How to receive Stellar Lumens tips via Twitter. We talked about that as well. Simply give out your unique user ID or the and I'm drawing a blank here as to the verbiage, the memo. Give out your memo ID so that people can go ahead and tip you as well. And they can reply via comments, just like I did to Jed. It's that easy. We looked at how to check your tip balance. We already saw how to transfer the Stellar Lumen tips for safer keeping back to your wallet. So now let's go ahead and the last step of the tutorial and the last thing that we're going to cover here, we've covered everything in here. We covered tipping, depositing, withdrawing, how to get your balance. We read the disclaimer. And last but not least, let's go ahead and say thank you for the work of this individual here, Stellar_bot, and I think it's Dark Coder or something like that is the actual, there was another name I saw earlier somewhere. So anyway, let's go ahead, let's support the project, and let's go ahead and send some Stellar Lumens. So how do I do that? I'm going to go ahead and just basically, I could send it from my wallet, right? Or I could simply use the Twitter tip bot, right? Well, how would you do that? Well, it would basically be as if I was doing a withdraw. So I'm going to go ahead and say withdraw, and trying to remember here. And so we'll send him 5 XLM 2, and then we'll put his donation address in there, and we'll hit enter. And so I'm withdrawing 5 Stellar Lumens tokens. The XML bot came back and said, hey, your 5 XLM tokens are on their way to the creator of the Stellar Lumens Twitter bot. All right, well, that is going to wrap up this tutorial. So again, multiple ways for you as a content creator to monetize your content, and this is a fantastic way to do it, where people can tip you via Twitter, Stellar Lumens XLM tokens. Everything gets held by the XML Twitter bot, but again, we saw how easy it is to withdraw those tokens and send them over to a wallet for safer keeping. All right, again, just looking to share information with content creators out there and come up with some other more innovative, creative ways to sort of leverage the cryptocurrency market in order for you to monetize your content. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really appreciate your time. I hope it was worth your time. Thanks for watching, and I will talk with you soon.